Hey everybody, thanks for being here. This week we're fishing the salt just north of Ilwaco, Washington, aboard the Salt Patrol boat for Coho and Kings. Brought to you by Corning Ford, Procure, Clackercraft, Yakima Bait, P-Line, Max Lure, Fishfield, Brad's Fishing, Valley Marine, Ole's Fishing Charters, and Fishing Products. Now, if you want to learn how to catch more fish, stay tuned. I'm Justin Wolf, and this is Secular West Television. This morning, we're departing out of the port of Ilwaco at the mouth of the Columbia River and the gateway to the Pacific Ocean. We're with Steve Lynch of Procure aboard the Salt Patrol boat with Captain John Keizer in search of salmon.
Heading out of Ilwaco. This is the fuel dock here, the boat ramp. We're going to go out here, go out through the channel, go out in the river, go over the bar. It's a little dark yet, but we can still see. I got the night wave camera on, so we can actually see in the dark.
So how does this work?
It's there's actually a camera up on the roof, aimed forward, and it gathers all the light. But even in pitch black, you can see where you're going. So it works really well for this kind of stuff that we do, trying to get out, because you don't have to interpret anything like you do with a FLIR.
Yeah.
FLIR, you got infrared, and you're kind of looking at. This is actually just a color picture of whatever you're seeing. So.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah. We are headed north, we hope. We're going to take a look at the ocean, but my plan is to run up to the 1-2 line, maybe above that a little bit. So we might be up above the Ilwaco, which is in Marine Area 2. That's kind of where the Kings have been hanging out at, because that's where all the bait's been right now. So, but we'll see what we see on the way too, things change. We left down here at the Columbia River. This is Point Ledbetter right here. We're right up on the line right now, just coming into Area 2. You can see the boats, AIS signals for some of the boats fishing up here. We're going to run up just a few more miles, right up about right here, and start fishing. So that's kind of been where the fish have been hitting pretty good the last few days. So give it a shot. Nice thing, we'll have the weather at our back going home, so that'll be a good thing. If you look at where we're at now, we left the Columbia River, which is right here. We ran up, that's the Area 1-2 line. Now we're in Marine Area thing. Westport's right here. So basically we're just a few miles, like 14 miles from Westport. So now we're gonna start fishing. I'm gonna put a hoochie down deep here. I'm putting a little Procure in there, put shrimp on this one. The other one will get a little bit of bloody tuna. Let's see what they like. All right. This one's going down about 100, 110. Steve, got a fish on. Nah, hit it on the way down, probably Coho. Get off?
Practice fish.
Yeah, okay. Try it again. Yeah, that was a Coho. That happens. They'll grab it real quick on the way down sometimes. You get a lot of them, then we switch over to plugs for some big stuff.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go, John.
Nope, go for it. I'm still trying to get gear in the water.
Didn't take long at all.
Yeah, see what we got there. Can't tell if I'm gonna get a fin or not. I don't see one. Nope, that's got a fin.
Hey, doing that.
Let me just dump them out. Wild one. It's got an adipose fin, gotta let it go. We got this silver horde spoon here. So this is actually a Salt Patrol one.
Just got hit on the way down.
Did it? Yeah, you on? Oh, maybe you got a good one.
Feels better.
Yeah, good, all right. Perfect, let's keep everything up. Coho?
Yep.
Let's take a look at what we got there. Might not have to net it. Still haven't been able to get 2 rods in. Nope, that's a keeper. Nice one too. Look at the fish under the boat. You on?
Welcome back to the saltwater off the southern Washington coast. I'm Justin Wolf. John Keizer has made a significant run north where concentrations of bait have the salmon schooled up. The tricky part is getting your lure down past the coho to where the kings live.
Coho, I prefer to just grab them. You know, there's so many of them around. Whoop, watch the downrigger. Oh, he's off.
They had a fit anyways.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's where the kings live. Doing 2.5, and this is water temperature at depth, so it's reading it right there on the seeker. So that's that probe that we put on the downrigger. It's giving me all this information, and I can see exactly where, if I mark bait or fish or mark it, I can put it exactly at that depth. You on?
Yeah.
Well, that feels like a better one.
Yeah.
Good. I was going to say, we're about due for a king here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay. Good. We come for it. Look at all the birds. A little bit of life up here. Okay, I'm going to slow us down a little bit.
Just gave up.
Oh, that's a coho too. Yeah, that's a big one. I don't see a fin. You see a fin? I don't see no fin. That's a nice fish.
Yeah.
Man, nothing wrong with that. Grab it. Grab it. Oh, we're on again. Did you see that? Grabbed it right there. Nice.
No shortage of fish.
Yeah, no shortage of coho in here. How's yours looking?
Like it.
Is it? Might be a few coho in the area. Might have to put some plugs out. That's all. Well, it's a keeper too. Yeah, hang on, coming. All right, what do we got here? That one we'll let go. I think he's that big. Easy to get him off on the spoon. Illegal though? Nope, not legal.
Yeah, I got a top head on it.
Okay, this has been now my new favorite SpinFish. So this gold, and it's kind of got that fluorescent red on the back. It's got some lines. You can see it's got yellow painted into it. So Warren and Bruce Hazen came up with this design and had them made. And they're local residents here, do a lot of fishing in Ilwaco. And all we do is add a little squid to the back of it, a couple big river hooks that are about 4/0. And of course you can add your scent inside. This has been great for kings and coho. Probably my #1 go-to right now. All right, so this is how we rig our SpinFish. We're running the diver method. So we have our weight, depends on anywhere from 8 to 16 ounces, depends on if we're pulling a 360 or in this case we're just pulling a fish flash. So we've got a smaller leash on it, and then we go ahead and come down to our leader to our SpinFish, which I'm about to just go ahead and put some bait in. And that'll be our basic setup. I also add a light to it, put on these Pro Patrol blinky lights on it, get a little bit of extra attraction. And in here, I have tuna, which I've just taken chicken of the sea and oil tuna, and I've mixed in Procure powder, tuna powder, and also Procure water-soluble bloody tuna into the mix and kind of get a kind of a wet mixture in there, and that's kind of what we use for our basic setup. And that's it. She's ready to go. Now, if you want a little extra, you can come in here and take some bloody tuna and you just put it on, put a little bit on the squid, just like that. And you're ready to go.
There we go. There
602. See if we can stay away from a few coho.
We're hooking plenty of coho salmon, which are attacking our lures before the kings can get a chance, which is a good problem to have, but hopefully larger lures will help solve the problem.
What's the bait? What are they feeding on?
They're full of big bait, like blue label, purple label herring.
Aha!
They on?
Oh. He's off.
Here, why don't you want it?
Go ahead.
You sure?
Good.
I think it's a coho, but I put a big plug on, a couple big plugs on. So far, it hasn't worked. So, here we go. Let's see what we got here. See, that one's got a little nick in the head. All right, I'm gonna drop it down like 170. See if maybe the kings are a little deeper today. Now this says, here's the difference that's really interesting. This says 176, right? If you look up there with the blowback on it, on the seeker, it's actually at 160.7, and the lure is going 3.3 miles an hour. On the right one, the plug we just put down, we're only doing 1.4 miles an hour. So different current levels at different levels. So that just jumped up to 133.8. and I'm down 176. A lot of blowback. So we're fishing 2 plugs, one on each side here on the downriggers right now. One down, what are we at, 82, and the other at 120. And then the back rod has got a SpinFish on it behind a fish flash. And that one's about 14 pulls, which is a pull is from the reel to the first eye. We're down, basically fishing it under the motor weight, because that motor weight attracts fish, coho and kings. So when we're running plugs, we fish all plugs, because we're going to troll a little bit faster. But the other thing we do is we put them back at least 50 feet, because they got to have room to swim. They need to move back and forth. If you get them too close to the boat, they're doing this instead of swimming back and forth like this, which what really attracts the fish. So you want them back a little farther. All right, there we go, baby. Let's go get another one. So this is what we use for our downrigger setup. I like a moderate action rod, because you can see it lives in its downrigger, bent over all day long. This is what it does, so you get a fish on. So this is a Pro Light rod. They're made in Tumwater, and this is a Salt Patrol model. It has it's made on a Batson Blank 1265. Great rod. We're using Acura reels up here, so I like the Acuras because they got a drag on both sides. So you got a straight, even pull instead of just drag on one side. Holds plenty of 65-pound braid is what we're using. Another one on a SpinFish.
That's a big coho.
That's a big one.
That's a hatchery.
You saw it from here?
No, I'm kidding.
Like, you got good eyesight, buddy. You're gonna change your name to Eagle Eye.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
So that's got some of my tuna in it with the Procure powder, for the tuna powder. I mix in with it, and I also use the water soluble for my mix, and that seems to work pretty good. So having the heavier line, so we're running 65-pound braid down to it. That's our main line. Then there's a 200-pound leash on it going to the fish flash, and below the fish flash is 50-pound tests going to the hooks and the SpinFish. That way I could grab that anywhere on that below the braid and get a hold of it and then release the fish without breaking it off. Okay, I'm gonna slow down so these weights drop. SpinFish hook up on the surface rod. It was right down below the prop.
Right next to the motor car?
Yeah, just put the horse to them. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
We're on. Steve, want to bring in a king?
Sure.
Okay. Here, take it. I'm going to get the back rod out of the way. Nice and smooth.
We're going back for more salmon fishing, but first, here's your fish field tackle connection. Now, whether you call them squids or hoochies, they're not all the same. Different brands have different qualities, and some are definitely a lot better than others. A bad hoochie will not have good action, the tentacles won't move right, and they just won't work as well as a high-quality hoochie. Now, if you want to do some hoochie shopping, go to fishfield.com and check out the Fishfield hoochies. You'll be pleasantly surprised with their quality and their big selection of colors. Now, let's go back to the coast off of Washington and see if we can't hook up our limit of salmon. So far, we've hooked plenty of good-sized coho salmon, but we're hoping for king salmon as well. And after some experimenting with depths and lures, it looks like Steve Lynch might be fighting the first king of the day.
That's a fish.
Just trying to maneuver the boat here a little bit. Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah, that's a nice one. There we go. That's why I came up here, boys.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Oh, come on out there. Yeah, that's a tank. Okay, how deep was that one?
120.
Okay, guess I'm bringing up the other one.
120.
That's a quality king here. I mean, they just get bigger, but that's, if you look at the nice fat, you know, that's kind of what we come for. We'll see them all the way up to, you know, in the mid-20s. I was thinking about turning around and going back down, but I think we're going to keep going. We got a big pile of birds up front. We're marking some fish, a little bit of bait in there. So we're going to just keep trolling up here. Looks like the fleet's sitting out over here from Westport. Well, we'll see what happens. We got one at 97, one at 102. One plug out and one spoon out right now. If we put out some SpinFish, we'd be done in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're trying to extend our day a little bit. A lot of fish around here. The kings are in mass right now around here, and they're going to start moving down to Columbia. So this will go on until buoy 10 starts in August. King fishing will keep going into August. Those fish will keep coming. And then right behind them is going to be all the coho coming down there. And you see how big they are right now. They get down there, they're going to be in the teens. So it's should be a really good year this year. So we could have went right off the mouth of Ilwaco. In fact, Jerry's out there now, and they got some small kings and coho. Plenty of fish around, but we're looking for quality fish. This deep water fishing is where we find these upriver brights, and that's the quality of the fish. Makes a big difference. All right. Oh yeah, king. Yeah, plugging. So I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna go ahead and put the SpinFish behind the flasher now. So we're gonna troll it. And this isn't a 360, but it'll work for what we do. We don't normally use the ones with fins when we're downrigger fishing because we're trolling. We typically troll a little faster, and I like the action better without the fin. Now, when I'm pulling them by themselves on weight, then I'll run the fin flasher, the 360 Pro Troll. So this one here, like that. Let's make sure we're loaded up. Oh yeah, that's a king.
There you go, right on.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
The limit in Washington, well actually the coast, is 1 king per person or 2 coho, or 1 king and 1 coho, and the coho have to be hatchery, which means the adipose fin's got to be gone. But you can party fish, which is what we're doing. So that we have 3 people on the boat, so we're allowed 6 fish. So we got 3 kings, 3 cohos.
Hey, I hope you found today's episode valuable. That helps you catch more fish. And be sure to watch this episode again, plus hundreds of other episodes on the Angler West TV YouTube channel. Plus, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, without our sponsors, there is no show, so please thank them when you can. Now, get out there and do some great fishing.